Sending out my little message. Hello, welcome to Coming Into Being. So here we are for another Wednesday evening. And oh, Ralu, hello, Ralu. You let me get out first this time, but that's fine. So yeah, here we are, another Wednesday. So let's just dive in and take a nice deep breath in. Take a couple deep breaths. Let yourself just kind of really be consciously breathing, and it doesn't have to be really deep breaths and holding it. Just really feel yourself breathe for 2 or 3 breaths and settling into your body. And we get so busy. And Cherie on the other side. Hello. Good morning to Cherie. Yes. So, and letting your breath just kind of be at that normal, kind of at its pace. And if you feel it's a little fast, just notice that. Let yourself kind of feel your body. Maybe feel where the tension is too. I feel like there's some tension. And Asta is showing up. Hello, Asta. And Lydia. Good. We've got a good crowd. And anybody else who's back there, if you want to say hello in the chat, you're welcome to say hello. It's always fun to see who's here. Who's So just sit for a moment. Feel that quiet. Feel that quiet around you. And I invite you to, right now, if your space is a little noisy or there's noise outside, just notice that. But I also invite you to even go sit out in the middle of in a cafe in the middle of a city and let yourself just sit there, relax in, and feel that stillness that's there. Because that stillness is not about having a quiet, nothing happening around you environment. It's that stillness of existence that is just there all the time. And it's always nice to just kind of tap into that, to tune in, to feel that wherever we are, because it's sort of like a way of tapping into that deeper part of existence and to know that it's there. It's always there for us. Even when we are going crazy in our lives and running around and trying to do all sorts of things, or when we're really getting caught up with whatever's coming through for us and whatever we're dealing with. So come into yeah, we're just kind of sitting here. This is kind of interesting. Usually we start a little faster, but right now we're starting slower. And just coming into your body. Just letting yourself be present with your body in your space. And if your mind needs something to focus on your breath. Oh, Instagram, let me know if the sound is okay. I'm trying to get it so it's my phone is not sitting directly on where the fan is making the noise. I hope that think that's coming through okay for you. Uh, yeah, just notice your body, and if your mind needs something to focus on, just focus on your awareness. Alexandra on the other side. Okay, good. Thanks, Shireen. Thanks, Asta, for Instagram there. So your mind focusing, just being aware of the breath, and also just being aware of your body. This is a really interesting place to be in, because when our mind gets kind of like, just okay, let's just focus on the air coming in, the air going out, the lungs expanding, your body breathing, that opens up the space for a deeper awareness to come through. And giving yourself a chance to just tap in more deeply at that more subtle stuff that comes up. um, like tension, might be just kind of this underlying tension that's there that maybe when you're running around might feel like, oh, well, that's just physical tension. So just keep sitting there with the breath. Feel like even in your throat, feels like it's on the YouTube side, maybe Ralu kind of throat area. Yeah, and Lydia too. A little bit more kind of in the upper chest, kind of this. There's actually just a layer of an identity that's just kind of there. An identity you can kind of see it like it's a facade, something that you put you show yourself as in the world, um, or to others, and sometimes to ourselves. And you can go in a little bit more internally to feel what's there internally. So just keep your mind focused on the breath, but having that background awareness, that deeper awareness that comes through. And Cherie, go down to your uh, lower half of the abdomen, and let's see for Alexandra. Alexandra, what I'm picking up on you is that there's kind of this little frazzly energy around you. It's a little hyper. So I say frazzly because that's how it's showing up, like a little jittery. But it feels like it's a little just kind of around you. So staying focused on the body, staying focused on the breath, the awareness on the breath. And at the same time, it's like you're feeling the whole body breathing. So you're kind of your mind is concentrated on that, but your awareness kind of expands out. You start picking up this a wider, deeper awareness that starts tapping into your non-physical aspect. And just notice what comes up. Notice what's good, what's coming up for you. And by being aware and just like noticing it and staying present with your body, staying present with your breath, it's like coming into that stillness of being yourself. I feel like there's somebody else on the call on the live here that is kind of holding back. You know, you're just kind of watching and not, and that's fine. So that's fine if you get. It's like kind of like watching in the shadows, watching in the background, not wanting to come forward, and that's fine. But kind of follow along. That's there's no need to be at the forefront. You know, not, it's like in a classroom. Not everybody's sitting in the front row, right? Some of us are kind of just sitting more in the back and taking it all in, and that's fine. So we've got kind of an interesting session here because it's really just this deep state of just being present. So maybe not a lot of talking today, which is all right. Just being present with ourselves here, whatever comes up. And then just notice emotions and notice them like they're, you know, that's just something that's, and you might feel it. What happens is that, when we're going through emotional stuff, it's like it, we're in it. It's in us. It's enveloping us, and it's in us, and we're just kind of like this puppet getting moved by this emotion. But when we take the time, like we are now, to just sit in the stillness of being, and having our mind just focusing on the breath just to keep it occupied, that deeper awareness coming through. And then you notice this, oh yeah, and you can kind of feel it come up, but there's a separation that happens. So when there's a separation that happens, then you can just let it go more easily, instead of being, that emotion, like the puppet making the puppet dance. So it's kind of like turning the tables around. So like now it's you've got hold of the strings, and you're making that emotion move. And it's like, okay, let's move it out of the way there. And just by noticing it, it's just like, oh, okay, there it is. And then bec- shifting that awareness to your body. A lot, and yeah, so this is very strongly coming through this stillness of physical stillness of being. So we're going to go a little quiet, because we'll take advantage of this more if I'm not talking so much. Um, so let's just do a reset. So everybody, just drop your awareness down to the core of the earth, all the way down, and I like to say core of the new earth. And you know you're there when you start feeling that energy starts kind of just coming right up, back. Okay, Alexandra, I'm going to pull you in just a little bit more. There you go. And then on your next breath, just inhale that nice fresh energy from that new earth and fill yourselves up with that. So breathing, pulling it up with your in breath, all the way up to the top of your body. Yeah. So just keep notice. So come back with the awareness on the breath, and just keep noticing just whatever's coming up for you. Staying with the awareness on the breath and the whole body breathing, if you can, or just the chest if that you have a hard time doing the whole body. And just gonna go into this deeper state space for you. Yeah, so that's it's really bringing up a really deep layer, and this is great because I don't think in if I'd been talking more, this would have come through so clearly. Um, just it's for some of you it's older, for some of you it's more recent in your history. And history, I mean, not necessarily just this lifetime, but and it's a little bit of that feeling of lost children. So some of you carry that more than others, but it's in all of us. Um, Lost to the craziness of existence. So keep up with the breath. Yeah, that's shifting away. So this deeper state that is very present now for everyone here, it's really the state of this is what true love, real love is. It's just this space, this state of being that allows you to be wherever you are and to unwind. There's no expectations from you, there's no conditions on you for you have to be a certain way for to be loved. It's just holding you and allowing you to be wherever you're at and letting that unwinding happen to a deeper expression core essence of you. Hey, Star Galaxy Kitty, good to see you. So yeah, and if there's emotions coming through, Star Galaxy, you just joined in, but there's some yeah deeper sadness that's coming through for you, and that's good. That's fine. Letting all of that unravel. Feeling a little lost, maybe. Alexandra, I feel like one thing that's coming up for you is that you didn't get good direction when you were a child. It's like there's a feeling of being left alone and trying to figure it out on your own, and I think that holds true for a lot of us, especially at that deeper understanding of life and children. You know, when we're born, we would come in up to a certain age, we just have this innate sense of how what is the true form of, how things are meant to be, and then we're faced with something that isn't. Yeah, and feeling lost. I mean, to the point feeling abandoned. Um, but yeah, abandoned, emotionally abandoned. I would say. So breathing into that, yeah, allowing yourself to come home to the deeper truth of you, of who you really are, and of the love that the universe has for you. Not because you're perfect, not because you've done the right thing, simply because you are. So letting yourself just relax into that. And it's okay if you feel like it's a little hard because this is so radically different than what you're used to. Yeah, Lydia, that dermatitis thing is feels like it's starting to act up for you. But that's because there's a lot of stuff that's clearing out. You've got generational stuff that's clearing out through the skin. So that's part of that dermatitis for you. And Asta is still coming into that. It's like your throat, like at the core of your throat, coming into that center of your throat. And if you bring your awareness in there, you might start to feel like you're choking, and just kind of breathe with that, and just kind of relax into that. Keep like your mind on on the breath, focused on, okay, I'm breathing in, breathing out, whatever, and then just that deeper awareness, that deeper presence for yourself with that. 'Cause it just, it's making me want to go. "Ugh," you kind of feel it. So that's just fine. That's just kind of this holding into the your expression when you were younger. Let's see. Yeah, Cherie is still staying with the lower abdomen for you, clearing out relational stuff. Um, you got a lot of people down there you're trying to hold on to, or that's not quite the right way to say it. That you've carried. So just, giving you and whoever you've been carrying a fresh start, and Star Galaxy, there's a right now what's coming through is that you're trying to be like the grown up, and I think you've been trying to be the grown up for your whole life, even when you were a kid. So kind of letting that unwind for you, and just right here, right now, kind of like, okay, let's put it aside at the door here. Yeah. When we have to be grown-ups and little kids, that's basically, there's a situation of abuse, and it's not like parents are purposely abusing their children, but, um, it's just, having been at a place, it's like not having the space and the support and the love to be a child when you are a child, and having to be emotional support, for example, for parents, because they're all over the place, because they're alcoholics, because they're depressed, because they're withdrawn, because uh, they're emotionally detached and uh, unable to be elsewhere, too preoccupied with facades. So I mean, the list can go on there, but so letting that adult facade just unravel, and I feel like that's part of, you brought that up the other day, that's part of a reason for that bankruptcy, and for that whole piece to let go is to connect with that, at least, and so breaking that up for you and letting go of that false adulthood kind of thing. That makes sense. And if there's anger coming up, that's great. That's just another layer. Notice that well-meaning anger, and that's actually good for that to show up. If you're feeling heaviness right now, so I'm not sure if, when we're gonna carry this through all the way to till it's clear, but you might be feeling some, like a weight, like being weighed down or pulled down, like you got this weight pulling you down. Just stay focused on your breath. That's what you're feeling is the clearing out of all those distortion patterns, distortions, pattern that we're carrying. Yeah, being released. So when you feel it, that means it's shifting out. It's a good thing to feel it because it's not hidden underneath those layers. Yeah, there we go. I like this lead weight coming off of everybody, like the lead suit. Yeah, some of you are feeling that leaving you a little bit more. Some of you are still kind of in it, so I'm probably still feeling still some of that weight. Yeah, some relief coming through. So after this session, you might feel like there's more that's opening up because it's sort of like opening up the gate for more to come out. Um, or for some of you, that might be you might have get the main thing here taken care of today, the main focus, but helping to open up that door for more to come through as needed. So I guess what for the for the first group I mentioned, it's sort of like it all of a sudden the gate opens up and you've been holding back on stuff a lot more, so it's all of a sudden okay, I can really let them and other people maybe you've been working on stuff for a little bit, so it's like okay, another piece that goes, and then that's fine. So it kind of depends on what you're tapping into right now, how it needs to release, and how your system is ready for releasing it. How much of it is it's going to release at one time here. Oh, very nice. Yeah, good layer. So it's a little bit of the question, the queer about, it's like how much of this clearing do we keep going through, right? Uh, there's always more to go through because everybody holds within themselves the totality of existence. So it depends on where you are in your journey and how far you're going to go with it in this lifetime, in this moment, in this wherever. So it might be just your life, it might be just stuff that you experience. Then you start to go back further, and the deeper you go, the deeper uh, you connect with your pure essence, and the more there's released from this totality of existence. So, for example, earlier I was doing a meditation. What released was this whole layer of slavery, of not my slavery. And it wasn't so much, I mean, I know in past history, lineage, maybe if we go back far enough, I don't know, but even past lives, that that's there. But it was just in. So we talk about the collective, that piece being in the collective, and it's in the human experience. Um, it's in the experience. It's not just in the human experience. It's in the experience of existence because there's been other species, others other than what we know as human, that have experienced slavery too. So it's those pieces that come through that clear through out through us. Okay. And it kind of becomes really interesting. It's like, whoa, this is where's this come from? So and it gets easier. Like at the beginning, you feel like you're just dragging through the mud, clearing stuff out, right? But the lighter you become, the easier, the faster it shifts. And part of the dragging through the mud is because there's more weight on you, kind of thing. Yeah, very nice. All right. Just allowing yourself to drop down to the core of the earth. And again, make it core of the new earth. Alexandra again, just dropping down, just keep dropping down. Down, 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 down. Um, keep going. Going, 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 going. Oh, okay, that's better. Grounding is, I've said this before, but grounding is a relative term. And it feels like you're grounded when you're just deeper in than where you're normally in, but you're not necessarily in all the way. So I just kind of get people as far down as possible. Lydia, I had a big sneeze, and from then my nose and eyes are running. Yeah, so you got some kind of release. There was stuff that was coming up on your. I said it at one point, but I can't remember exactly what I said. But it's showing up, especially on your left side, but really kind of in the upper, uh, yeah, head and throat area. So interesting. Yeah. All right. I have tension in my left shoulder and my holding energy I need to release there. um, so just kind of relax into it. So, here's what happens sometimes is we feel this tension or you feel something and the automatic kind of response is to like tense up and we're tensing up energetically and then tensing up physically. So right now is as just to guide you through that is just see if you can, as you feel that tension, physically relax. So you're still feeling that tension, but get your body to relax. There's a lot of holding on there. There's almost like holding on desperately with desperation. And holding up, there's a lot of holding up. So there's this pretty deep seated pattern there, and it ties into what was coming up earlier for you with that, being adult, holding it up kind of thing. That makes sense. So just kind of keep breathing into that. So the release might not happen all at once. I've had this thing in my left shoulder, left arm. Um, and chest area, and that took over and over again of just because there's all it is all these things that can get impacted. Get to you in a minute, Asta. And so you just go through layer by layer. So feel into that. See, just do your best to let your body relax. And when your physical body is relaxing, then you start to feel that layer, that energetic layer separate from your physical body. And then that's breathing into that and just like, no, that's not me. And then feel into your body relaxing so that it can shift out. But yeah, there's a lot of caring in there. Sometimes I feel tension in my neck. Yeah, so that's why I was having you go into that center of your neck area. Absolutely. And a lot of holding back that tension I see for you is like a lot of just like holding back your um, what you really want to say or what you're feeling, or maybe even what needs to be said, like that goes feels like goes back to childhood and kind of the situation of when you have an alcoholic in the family, and then they all of a sudden they just um, you might get slammed, and so there's that you know you want to say something, and you know it's the maybe the truth, the right thing to say, or what needs to be said, but then you're like holding it. So that's why coming into your throat. That's why I had you come into your throat. Yeah, very good. So a lot shifting through and just allowing yourself to all of that to release out. My lower abdomen has been super bloaty lately. There we go. So yes, not surprised. So that extra weight of people, um, uh, and holding on to people, it's like when we have these connections that they're not necessarily bad connections. They're not, like supporting your kids or something like that. You're holding on to them energetically, even people that you like. And so what we learn to like just kind of, oh, let's just mesh in together energetically when we don't need to. We can just like let's just be our own selves and then just be great. It's like, no, let's mingle our essences, and it's not a good thing. But so for you, Sherry, there's this feeling of having done it kind of really from a loving space. So now it's time to like, okay, let's shift that out and come into your body. So so for everybody, I kind of said that for Asta and Star Galaxy, sorry, um, not more just now, and then Cherie also. So same thing for everybody. You know, notice what you're feeling and say, okay, that's not me. That's just something I'm feeling, and then come in and feel your physical body. And if you need to touch, to bring in that tactile information, sensation to your to wherever, like so Cherie, putting your hands on your lower abdomen, feeling that bloatiness, and then really coming in and feeling pulling in, with your awareness, pulling in more and more into, and it's like, okay, there's my skin, there's my hip bones. Let's go in deeper. There's the uterus, there's the gut, there's the backbone, really kind of to pull you in more into your body to separate that out. And then that helps to create that separation so that you can shift it through. Okay, and what about Ralu and Alexandra? How you guys doing? Are you guys doing good too? Anybody else? And whoever else popped in. Lydia, for you, keep working. There's a lot that needs to be released out of your really the surface level for you. with that dermatitis thing. So you might find things that are soothing in the moment, but it's not really taking care of the issue, so it's gonna keep coming back. So that's fine to use the stuff that's soothing, but you need to take care of that deeper that other piece, so there's, I think I've given you different things, I can't remember, to work with, but even just it putting your awareness, like, where you're feeling it, just going into that presence of yourself in that area. Because whenever we have like an ailment of any kind or pain or like tension in the shoulders and neck, um, wherever in the lower abdomen, wherever it's showing up, it's like that's where you're not. Something else has come in. Either you've brought it in, it's been in this interplay of you've let it in, somebody else has come in, you've inherited whatever it is, but that's not your pure essence that's there. So you want to come in and bring your awareness into that area, and it can hurt. It's not going to be easy. It will accentuate the pain and the hurt, and you keep going through deeper and deeper and deeper. So you might need to take more than one session if it gets painful, but you keep going in there more and more and more and slowly clearing those pieces out. So that's a lot of what I've done with this neck, left side area kind of thing. So, yeah, very good, everybody. Good session. And there we have it. All right. Well, so let's just take another deep breath in, the core of the earth, feeling yourself, or two if you want, and just feeling yourself coming into that fullness of being. You released a big chunk today, so that was good. Coming in back into that stillness of being for you. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, so this is a nice session today, everybody. Thank you all for stopping by, and we'll be back next Wednesday. Oh, and flash my little QR code while I'm thinking of it. I'm not good at doing the marketing things, all right? The self promotion, not what's at the forefront for me. Um, so if you feel like making a little value donation, there it is, the QR code. Whether you're on the live or on the replay, that's yeah, that's thanks for that. And we'll be back next Wednesday as always. So thanks for stopping by and take care. Have a good rest of your week. And we'll see you in the ethers and whenever else you show up here. Thank you. Really great session. Oh, good. Very good. Good to know. Good. So take care, everybody.